Hello. Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm here in a brand new room, a brand new space with a brand new flow. So this one today is really lovely. It's a great flow to start off the week, start off the day, something to come to when you're in the middle of the work day and you just feel like you need to ground down and connect, come back into yourself. And that's what we're going to be working on. We're going to be considering why we come to the mat, why we practice yoga, what it means for you. Is it just a form of exercise for you, which that is great, or is yoga more than that for you? Is it that chance to connect in with yourself? Is it your way of expressing yourself? So we'll start in a seated position. And we're going to come into a little bit of meditation and considering that why, and then we'll start to open out through the chest, open up the body and get some nice juicy stretching in there. So come into that comfortable seat. You can pop yourself up on a block or a bolster or a pillow, and if cross-legged doesn't work for you, come into any position that does. And then just start to stack the spine. So you'll bring your chest over the hips, start to feel into that length through the spine. Feel the lift through each vertebrae as your neck comes longer, crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. And then in your own time, close down the eyes or soften the gaze. Feel the connection of the feet, the legs to the earth, or any parts of the body that are tapping or touching the earth. Your hands can just rest on your knees or comfortably in your lap. And bring your awareness to the breath. Start to lengthen your inhalations and deepen your exhalations. Just fully arrive, fully ground into this moment on the mat. Tap into that connection with your inner being. And then just consider what brought you to your mat today. What joy do you find by being on your mat? And just notice what comes up here. If you've come to your mat feeling rushed or forced, feeling like you have to practice. Maybe you've come to your mat with an open mind. Maybe you've come to the mat excited to flow or full of energy, wanting to bust everything out in a big dynamic flow. Just notice what's coming up here and ask what it is that you need from your flow. So we're considering what brought us to the mat and what we need through our flow. And then I would like to offer you the intention of keeping an open mind during our practice today. So just being open to whatever comes up, whatever movements we find, whatever limitations we find or feel, whatever restrictions, tensions, frustrations, joys. Open to what the flow brings us. And that's what we can give to our flow as well. We give this openness, this acceptance of being. So we'll take 3 releasing breaths all together now, just to shake off any thoughts or frustrations or tensions that we've brought onto the mat. Take these breaths to reset, to make some space for our flow. So taking an inhale and a natural exhale out. And then we'll inhale in together. Exhale, sigh and release. 2 more times, inhaling in. Exhale, sigh and release. 1 more time, inhale in. Exhale, sigh, release out. Inhale in, lift the gaze, open the eyes. And we'll just drop our right ear over to our right shoulder. Hold here and allow the left arm to be heavy. Feel that stretch through the left side of the neck. Maybe close down the eyes if it feels good here. And just notice any tension that's starting to creep through the jaw. Just see if you can release the side of the mouth. Breathe into the place where the stretch is the deepest. And as you exhale, you'll drop your chin down to your chest. Hold here. Inhale in, exhale and release. Inhale and roll the head so the left ear comes over to the left shoulder, stretching through the right side of the neck now. Right arm is heavy. And just tap into the space, the stretch, what's being opened here. Inhale in and exhale, chin to chest. 1 more time each side, inhaling in, coming over to the right side. Opening up through the left side of the neck. Inhale in, exhale, chin comes to chest. Inhale in, left ear to left shoulder. Drop the right arm heavy. Exhale, chin to chest. Holding here, and we'll interlace the hands behind the back of the head. Draw the elbows together and then start to round the spine. So it's the upper body that's rounding here. So we're kind of arching through the chest, allowing ourselves to hunch. Inhaling. Exhale, see if you can round a little deeper, almost curling yourself into a ball, feeling that stretch through the thoracic spine. Inhale in and exhale, slowly drop the hands away from the head and then start to stack back up through the spine. And maybe you just want to take a little counter stretch, bringing your gaze up towards the ceiling and opening through the front of the throat. Inhaling, come back into center. And we're going to lift our arms all the way up overhead. Nice big stretch. And with your arms overhead, just notice if your shoulders have come up towards the ears. See if you can drop them. And then start to notice if your ribs are flaring. See if you can draw your belly button in. Notice the difference that makes. Feel the strength through your core, that lift through the chest, through the arms as the fingertips reach up. And then maybe lifting the gaze again. Inhale in here, exhale, bend at the elbows, open out into cactus, opening through the chest. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, open out, cactus. Inhale, reach up, spread through the fingertips. Feel that lift all the way through the spine. Exhale, open out through the elbows. One more time, inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, open out to cactus. Really reach that chest forward as you squeeze the shoulder blades together here. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. Inhale in, and exhale, we're going to send our right arm out long, keeping the hand pushing towards the wall or the back of the room behind you. And you're really going to press through the palm of the hand, right at the heel where the wrist meets the bottom of your hand. So really pushing here. You should start to feel a stretch through the fingers all the way through along the arm. And then with your left hand, you're going to bring it to the top of the head and melt the left ear over towards the left shoulder. Keep pushing through the right hand and feel that stretch all the way down from the ear to the fingertips. Holding here and breathing into that space being created. Inhale in, release the head, release the arms, come back into cactus. Inhale, lift the arms up, stretch, lift through the body. Exhale, open out to cactus, squeeze the shoulder blades and lift the chest. Send the left arm away this time, press through the palm. And then inhaling in, bringing the right hand to the head and tilting the ear over towards the right shoulder. Feel that stretch all the way from the palm up to the ear. And keep the ribs drawing in by pulling the belly button up towards the spine. Maybe you can come a little deeper as the breath evolves, deepening that stretch. 2 more breaths here. Keep pressing through the left palm. And on your inhale, unravel, come back into cactus, squeezing those shoulder blades, lifting the chest. Inhale in, reach up. Exhale, drop the arms down and give them a nice big shake out. Great, so we're just moving here, waking up through the palms, energetically moving that energy around. So this is a great action to do if you've been at your desk, you've just woken up. Just imagine yourself shaking off any leftover energy. Maybe your chest comes into it. Find some free movement, whatever feels good for you. And then come back into stillness. Maybe you want to close the eyes and just feel the movement of the energy being redirected through your body. So what we've done here is tapped into where energy can start to pull and build up in areas of tension, especially in our shoulders when we've been working. And what we've done is just opened, stretched it out, and now we can move it around the body. So making our way into a tabletop position, remove any blocks or bolsters that you had and find yourself up in a 4-point kneeling position. So your hands will come underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, and then just start to move through a cat-cow. Inhaling, lifting the gaze, lifting the chest, dropping the belly down. Find that lift through the throat. Exhale, your chin will come to your chest. round the spine. Inhaling through to cow. Exhale to cat. And then start to bring in any movement that works for you here. So maybe you want to drop the knees over, the hips over towards the right or over towards the left. Maybe you want to move through some nice big circles here. So really tap into what your body needs. We're not worrying so much today about what a posture should look like. We're really tapping into how it should feel and what your body needs. So are the hips particularly tight? Maybe you want to circle them a little bit deeper. Are you sore through the chest? What do you need? And that's the joy of a home practice as well. We can really take what we need because no one is watching us. In your next inhale, bring yourself back through into a tabletop and then shift the weight forwards. So we're coming into kind of a half plank position. Holding here and then rotating the elbows so the elbow creases are facing forward. Connecting through the shoulders, engaging the core here. Maybe you want to hover the feet off just to test that core engagement. Inhale in, exhale, keeping the elbows tucked in. We're going to slowly lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down onto the belly. Walk the hands in line with the shoulders, and you can either keep them under the shoulders or maybe you want to bring in a little openness so the hands will come off of the mat. Tops of the feet pressing into the earth. Engage your core here and tuck your chin in. We're going to slowly lift all the way up into Cobra. Your head will be the last thing to lift as you open through the spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, chin drops down, chest drops down, pull the navel in. 3 more times, inhaling in, lifting through the chest. The core is there to support you. Pull the shoulder blades together and open. Exhale, chin to chest, melt down. 2 more times in your own time. Inhale to lift. Exhale, melt. Inhale, lift. Exhale, melt it down. Release. Bring the hands back under the shoulders. Push yourself up onto the knees and then walk the knees as wide as the mat. Melt the bottom down, coming into a wide leg child's pose. Keeping with our fluid movements, we're going to inhale, sweeping the nose along the mat, dropping the chest down, and we'll open up into a cow variation. Exhale as you round the spine, pull the belly button in and up and arch back, sitting the bottom down. Feel into this rotation as you move forwards, opening the chest. And exhale, round the spine. Inhale, open through the chest. Exhale, arching back round the spine, drop the bottom down. 2 more times, inhale in. And exhale, round the spine. Feel that fluid movement. Inhale, opening through the chest, maybe holding here, feeling that stretch through the core muscles. And then exhale, round the spine, hold here, and feel the stretch through the back body. Drop the head heavy. Inhale in and bring the spine into parallel. Bring your left hand into the center line. Inhale, sweeping the right arm up. Feel that stretch, that length through the right side body. As you exhale, sweep the right arm under the left, tap it down. Inhale, reach up, open. Exhale, sweep through and under, tapping it down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep through and under, tap the hand down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bring the right hand into the center line. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, opening through the left side body. Exhale, sweep the left hand through and under the right. Inhale, reach up and open. Exhale, release and sweep under, bringing out through the core, through our center. Inhale in, exhale, tap the hand. Inhale in, open one last time. And exhale, bring the hands down. Walk your hands out in front of you. And you're going to bring your feet in line with your knees. We're coming into a wider variation of our downward facing dog. So peel the bottom back, maybe lifting the heels, stepping yourself in. Find a comfortable down dog position. For many of you, this will be new. So take a moment to feel it out. And then drawing your belly button in, you're going to melt your chest towards your thighs. Press into the hands. Feel into that space between the index finger and thumb. And then start to find movement here. Maybe you drop one knee into the center, the other knee into the center. Take a little dance. And quite often in our down dog, we are tempted to just move through the back body or the lower part of the body, not the back body. See if you can start to welcome some movement into the upper body, into the shoulders. So again, we're not worrying about what anything looks like today. Just feel, just creating space, movement, and waking up. A few more breaths just to wiggle in your own way. Maybe shaking the head. And then come into that place of stillness, of grounding. And just tap into our inner movements, our inner fluidity, our flow. Come back to the breath here. And next inhale, start to slowly walk the feet in towards the hands. In your own time, you'll bring the feet to about hip width and then take a deep bend through the knees. Find that forward fold. Again, nod the head, release the hands. Take any movement that works here, maybe straightening one leg and then the other. Maybe you want to sweep your hands along the mat. Imagine the water is underneath you. Imagine running your hands through a cold stream. And then come back into stillness. Inhale in and lift up halfway. Engage through the core as you flatten the back, and imagine pressing your head up towards the ceiling. You should feel the engagement through the abdomen. Inhaling in and exhale with a sigh. Release. Tuck the chin in and slowly roll all the way up into standing. Inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhale, come back through a forward fold. Step yourself back into a higher plank. Inhale in, shift the weight forwards, drop the knees, drop the chest as you tuck the elbows in, bottom stays high. Inhale, slide through, find your cobra. Exhale, peel the bottom back, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up high, stacking through the hips and pressing into both palms evenly. Engage your core and see if you can lift a little higher. Exhale, bend that right knee and bring it all the way in towards the nose. Plant that right foot down in between the palms of the hands, lower onto your left knee. Inhale in, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands behind the back of the head, open out through the elbows so you're squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then you'll draw the ribs in. Feel that strength and stability. Inhaling in, and then exhale, we're going to pivot over towards the right side, finding a nice twist here. You can hold here, but maybe you want to release the palms, come into a warrior or reverse warrior variation. Inhale in, reach. Feel that stretch, that opening through the chest. And exhale, unravel, plant the palms, step it all the way back to plank. Inhale in, shift the weight forward. You can lower through the knees or lower all the way through chaturanga as you keep the elbows in. Inhale, lift up, find your cobra. Exhale, peel the bottom back, downward facing dog. You're doing a really good job, guys. Ground through the right leg. Inhale in, sweep the left leg high. Inhale to lift a little higher. Exhale, nose comes to knee, squeezing that heel up towards the glute. Exhale, plant the left foot down, lower onto the right knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Interlace those fingertips and open through the elbows, through the chest as it lifts, create some space. Holding here, and exhale, twist over towards the left, maybe releasing the arms, coming into that warrior variation, bringing the left hand onto the right leg, reaching the right arm up. And feel your chest opening towards the ceiling, maybe your gaze lifts as well, opening through the throat. Inhale in, exhale, unravel, plant the palms, step it back to plank, move through your vinyasa. Inhaling in, cobra. Exhale, melt the bottom back, downward facing dog. Really good job, guys. Melt your chest towards your thighs and drop the heels heavy. Come into that connection with the breath, the fluidity of the breath. And ground through the fingertips, press into the palms, lift the bottom a little higher. Inhale in, you're going to come onto the tips of the toes, shift yourself into a plank, and then drop the knees to a hover on the mat, melt the bottom back, downward facing dog. 3 more times. Inhale to plank, exhale, drop the knees, melt the bottom back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, exhale, drop it down, lift the bottom, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank, exhale, drop the knees to a hover, melt the bottom back, stretching, maybe holding here in an elevated Anahasana, melting poppy heart pose. I've got that completely confused, but lift the bottom high, downward facing dog. Inhale here, drop the knees. We're going to walk the knees back a little bit, come into that melting heart pose. So this is the posture I was referring to in our hover just then. So your chin can come onto the mat, drop the chest down, press into the palms, into the fingertips. And keep your belly engaged as you draw the hips back. So just a little bit more engaged than usual here. And just feel into that stretch through the shoulders, through the chest. And just notice if you want to move in this posture, if you want to find that fluidity. Maybe you want to rock the hips from side to side, just gently noticing how this differs the stretch. Or maybe you're happy in this stillness, tapping into the flow of your breath. In your own time, walk the palms back, drop the belly to the thighs, forehead comes to the mat. Find your child's pose, releasing the hands to the sides. Tucking the chin in towards the chest, we're going to slowly unravel and take one last heart opening sequence. So maybe you need to shift yourself a little bit further forwards. Your knees are going to just be slightly wider, so you want them to be about hip width apart. And we're moving into a dancing camel, so anyone that's flown with me especially in a heart opening flow before, you will know this is one of my favourite movements or sequences to do. So if you've got a block or anything around you that will help kind of lift the floor up a little bit, maybe you can work with this variation, or you want to try out this variation. So you'll grab the block and you'll bring it back behind you with the right hand, inhale in and lift through the left side. Maybe your gaze comes up. As you exhale, sweep through, past the block over, and inhale, lift up to the left side. Exhale, lower the hips, lower the chest. Inhale to the right. And exhale, sweep through. Inhale to the left, moving in your own time now. Exhale, sweep through center. Inhale to the right. Exhale through center. Inhale to the left. One more time each side. Exhale through center. Inhale to the right. Lift the gaze now, opening through the throat. Exhale, drop the hips. Come through center as you exhale. Inhale to the left, lift. And exhale, drop it down. Come into a kneeling position. Just close down the eyes, bringing the palms onto the thighs. We'll shift our weight over onto the bum and find Savasana before we bring it down into our final relaxation. So opening out in that Savasana, the legs lift, the core engages as you lift the chest. Send the arms out to the sides this time. Inhale in and exhale. See if you can lengthen the legs away. Bring the palms together out in front. Inhale, knees come in, open through the chest. Exhale, lengthen the legs, palms together. Inhale, opening. Exhale, lengthen. 2 more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, lengthen, squeeze the core. Inhale, open, shoulders come together. Exhale, lengthen, palms come together. And then drop the legs down. Slowly unravel through the spine. Release the palms. Brings the soles of the feet to the earth. And just shift the bottom down if you need to on your mat. So the upper body is going to completely relax into the mat here. And just want you to check in with your pelvis before we come into this next posture. So what a lot of people might like to do as we come into this one is bring a block or a bolster or a cushion underneath them. So if you need one or you feel like you need one, go and grab one. We're coming into a legs up the wall without the wall. So grabbing that block, bolster or cushion, bring it underneath the sacrum, and then just tilt the pelvis forwards a little bit. So you feel this kind of flattening through the sacrum, through the low back. Palms of your hands can either come onto the earth if you want to tap into that grounding connection, or you can bring them onto the belly. Feel where it feels good for you. And then we'll just lengthen the legs up. If you can't straighten through the legs, that's okay. You can take a nice deep bend. Doesn't matter here. We're coming into a relaxation, and this is where we will take our Savasana today. So maybe close down the eyes. Focus in on the breath. And come back to our intention, our earlier meditation of why you came to your mat. And maybe now considering what you have learnt by being on your mat today. What you have opened your mind to and opened your body to. Every time we come to the mat is different. Every time we flow, we move. Every day is different. And by keeping an open mind, and by remaining fluid and able to move and adapt to these changes of mood, of energy levels, of restrictions and limitations and time pressures.
by learning to adapt to these through our flows, we reach a deeper connection with ourselves. So staying here for as long as you like, deepening the breath and connecting with your why. And in your own time, bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet to the earth. And just gently lift the hips and slide the block or cushion out from underneath you and lower your low back down onto the mat. Drop the knees over to one side. Bring yourself into a fetal position, keeping the eyes closed and just giving yourself a few moments to be, to feel into the energies of the practice. Inhale in, make your way up to seated, keeping the eyes closed if you can here. More inhale, sweep the arms up, bring the hands through to heart center. We'll finish our practice with one releasing breath together. Inhaling in, exhale, sigh and release. Namaste. So I hope you enjoyed today's practice. I hope it's left you feeling a little bit more open, a little bit more aware of what's going on with your body, and a little bit more refreshed and ready to take on the day. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and fingers crossed in classes soon. Bye bye.